Hey, it's Tim, and today I can't quite actually believe it, but we're at Six Flags Magic Mountain in California. So today is all about getting on some fantastic roller coasters. I think the first one of the day is going to be Goliath, that absolute monster of a hyper coaster with that first 255-foot drop. So what better way to start our day at Six Flags than getting on that? And according to the app, it's only about a 5-minute wait at the minute, which is fantastic. Regarding using the app, I've just asked for a physical map. They don't actually do them, so definitely make sure you've got that app downloaded before you arrive. But yeah, for us, Goliath is the first ride of the day, and then after that, for us, the other big one is to get on Wonder Woman. That's that new single rail roller coaster. We've never been on anything like that before, and so for us, that sounds super exciting. So that's our plan for the start of the day: Goliath, then Wonder Woman. First view of Goliath there, doesn't it look absolutely fantastic? What a monster. There, Lex Luthor's Drop of Doom. You can see those carts on either side going up, ready for that massive drop. Oh, I'm not sure whether we're going to brave that today. You can also see on the other side of that, you've got the Superman ride, but sadly, that's closed for refurbishment, which is really upsetting. But here we go, you can see it's nearly at the top now. It's waiting, it's waiting. Oh wow, it is some drop, isn't it? Oh, it's still going up slightly, you know. I thought it reached the top, flipping heck. Here we go, it must be any second now. Look at that. Wow, what an entrance, Goliath. Here we are. Oh, you can hear it. Honestly, I can't get over how amazing that ride was, and for that to be our first ride of the day as well. Flipping heck, we were going up that chain lift and we both looked at one another, started to get a bit of a dry mouth, and we were thinking, should we have gone on this first? But honestly, it was absolutely brilliant. So we held for the front row. It was only a couple of minutes extra, and then it sort of stalled you ever so slightly before you plummet down that first drop. So that built up the anticipation a bit for us as well, but that first drop is just amazing. And so the first half of the ride is all about that airtime really. So there's a drop, and then you climb a bit, and then another drop, and then the second half of the ride, there's some brilliant sort of sweeping banks. Honestly, absolutely fantastic. And the ride operator in there, honestly, he was having such a good day. He was having a laugh with everyone. He was telling jokes in between the trains and sort of changing around. Honestly, absolutely brilliant. So loved it, absolutely loved it, and brilliant to be back at Six Flags. We have been here before, but we didn't film it, so it's yeah, brilliant to finally be back at one of our favourite theme parks in California. Oh wow, this is our first look at Wonder Woman Flight of Courage. I wonder whether we've got enough courage to ride it. Of course we have, that's why we've come. But doesn't it look absolutely fantastic? The fastest and longest single rail roller coaster anywhere on the planet. Oh wow, well there it goes. Just looks stunning, doesn't it? Red and yellow. This is definitely going to be our next ride. The thing I'm looking forward to on this is because when you sat in the cart, visually it looks so different because that rail is so thin, and it's that I'm really interested to experience. So it's going to be really, really cool to finally get on this. I've watched loads of videos, so but to actually experience it myself, can't wait. What a cool entrance, look at this. Amazing does that look? honestly, that has got to be one of the most intense rides I've been on in a long time. So firstly, in terms of how you're board, you sat in single file. I didn't realise that. So the cart constantly moves, and so you get on it while it's moving. So Steph was on the very back, I was on the one in front of that. I tell you what, it feels weird. The restraint comes over, but these bits of the restraint are like retractable, so you can pull out, pull in, pull out, pull in, and so then the main restraint is around your tummy, so you really feel it, and you really feel that air time. Honestly, absolutely incredible. That first drop, because we were on the back row, we got absolutely whipped over that first drop. It was honestly unbelievable. Really intense. You felt everything. You felt the speed. You felt the air time. Just incredible. Literally taking my breath away. Can't speak properly. That is absolutely fantastic. And there needs to be more roller coasters made like that, because that intensity of experience, it's just unbelievable. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Honestly, I can't get enough of that ride. Absolutely phenomenal. So Steph, who's well into all this type of stuff, was saying that she wonders whether the yellow gold track represents Wonder Woman's lasso of truth. And truth be told, I feel a little bit peaky after that, but it was brilliant. No amount of tea in China would get me on this thing. I'd be bringing up my dinner if I went on that. But isn't it ace? Look at that. Oh my god. Getting going now. Not for me. No, thank you. Fantastic view of Wonder Woman here. So imagine, look at those back two carts, that's where we were, and then you get whipped over that. Lovely day just to be walking around today, about 20 degrees. Perfect, absolutely perfect. We left the UK and it was freezing, like iced up cars, horrible. This is far better, isn't it? Lovely park to be walking around in December, lovely. So our next ride of the day is this stand-up roller coaster. Oh, I remember going on that last stand-up roller coaster. Sorry about that noise. Loud, isn't it? Should we start that again? I remember going on my last stand-up roller coaster. There he goes. And I found it quite painful. So we'll see how this one goes, but it should be cool. So Riddler's Revenge aborted. They're only running one train, meaning that the queue has gone mental. Spoke to the lady and she said it should die off later, so we're going to try and go on it later in the day instead. It's a good ride, but it's not worth queuing an hour for. Right, we're heading into this area with plan B, which is to get on a ride with a much shorter queue. So we're heading for Scream, which is what you can just see in the background there, that blue and orange B&M coaster. Love the steampunk vibes around here, very cool. There's Scream, just about to set off. Pretty cool this. I don't think I've been on this before. Quite an old one. I think it was early 2000s this ride. But yeah, don't really want to be queuing ridiculous amounts. I think it'll die off later. So we're going to go back to Riddler's Revenge later when it's a bit quiet. I can understand why they're only running one train though. The park is really quiet. You definitely wouldn't want to do their flash pass, express pass, fast pass type thing today. It is just not worth it. But yeah, next ride of the day, here we go. on screen, it was alright. I think it's showing its age. It's not exactly smooth, rattles your head around a bit. The restraints aren't particularly comfortable if you've been on more modern rides. Sort of reminds me of maybe what the Hulk used to be like. Certainly reminds me a bit of Cumber, the Busch Gardens. Sort of, you come off it and you just feel a bit like, ugh. But yeah, good to get on it, and literally no wait at all. We only added a couple of minutes to the wait because we decided to hold for the front, so brilliant. So I think the plan now is we're going to have some food we've hardly eaten today. Normally, when we come to theme parks, we pack a packed lunch and we come prepared, partly because it's quite expensive to eat at theme parks and we don't really do fast food. But we only arrived yesterday, so we've not had a chance to do that sort of Walmart shop yet. So we've decided to use one of the fast food places here called Johnny Rockets. It's burgers and chicken and chips really. So let me show you what we've bought. I mean, super small portions and at astronomical price. I think you'll be quite shocked. We've got chicken strips and chips, of which some of the chicken strips are tiny, and some onion rings. We already had a refillable Diet Coke, $32. Very, very expensive, so we're sharing it, and hopefully it will be enough to keep us going for the next hour of rides or so. But yeah, not great. And also, you know, it just feels very expensive when you're in here. We were pretty shocked at the gate price of parking. $40 to park. Now, we went to Orlando, as you know, we went to Orlando in August, and even at Disney World, $30 a day to park. So $40 we found to be quite rude really, and really, really pricey. And we were chatting to the lady who was on that parking kiosk, and we were like, flipping out, that is expensive. And she said that all the prices have recently gone up since Cedar Fair bought the Six Flags company, and she said the forecast to go up even further. So word of warning, what I would do is bring some snacks with you, and certainly for our subsequent days visiting theme parks in California, we're going to come armed with some snacks. Well, Steph's review of that food was pretty damning. She would give it 0 out of 10, which is, yeah, pretty bad, isn't it? I think, as far as theme park food goes, it's probably the worst we've ever had. Just didn't taste of anything. It was all batter, and it was stone cold as well. Really, really disappointing, but it is enough to keep us going, and that's all we need. And so plan now is we're going to try and fit in a couple of rides before we go home. So we're going to go towards the ride Full Throttle, which is a really cool ride, a couple of launches in it. So we're going to go and march over to that. The queue currently is about 25 minutes, so we're hoping that's enough for the horrible, horrible 0 rated fast food to go down. It's gradually starting to get a bit dark now. It's about 4:30. And I think from memory, last night when we arrived, it was about 5 o'clock-ish. It started to go dark. Yeah, really lovely afternoon. Certainly getting a bit cooler. It's a lovely place to be. Now we have just spotted this. We did not realise this was here. We did not realise this was available. Pineapple Dough Whip. So we will come here for dessert. Hasn't spotted this sign yet.
My 2 favourite things.
Dipping Dots. I absolutely love Dippin' Dots, particularly the rainbow ones. Now this looks fun. It's the Looney Tunes Superstore. All these are very cool. Capes for all the superheroes. We've seen a few kids walking around with these. Love it. Steph's favourite character, that, Taz. Oh, I love this display, isn't it cool? Fantastic. And this one's for Mum. Always a fan of Sylvester. Got a cool t-shirt here. What do you think of that, Steph?
I like that. That's really cool.
Wow, these are big mugs, aren't they? Look at the size of that. Imagine having your coffee out of that. Cool. Told you Steph's favourite character was Taz. Got some great mugs here. I love this one. I thought it was going to be one of those tin mugs until I grabbed it. It's not. It's proper pot. Absolutely brilliant. I love that. And then there's also this one. which is really nice. Almost like a stained glass effect. Although no prices on them. But lovely, I might buy this one. So we purchased the mugs. Do you want to know the irony? Is they cost the same price as that horrible chicken. But yeah, quite chuffed with them. They're cool, aren't they? We love buying really nice mugs. So we're having a bit of a mug clear out. So some of our old rubbish ones will be going in the bin because we've already got 2 nice new ones. And we've not even got to Universal or Disneyland yet. So yeah, quite chuffed with that purchase. It's quite cool that you get to queue so close to the ride, isn't it? And this full throttle starts by launching you straight into that. Cool, eh? Cool, cool, cool. You can see the light is properly fading now. Well, I tell you what, it's a miracle that horrible fast food stayed down, but Full Throttle certainly is Full Throttle. That was absolutely amazing. It's Steph's highlight from today, actually. Now, I am still a fierce fan of Wonder Woman Flight of Courage. That was my ride of today, but Steph absolutely loves that. And I tell you what, I absolutely know why. That initial launch and that ride operator was having a whale of a time. What did he say to the group before us? He said, I say ooh, you say, and as they said ah, he set them off, which was hilarious. He's having a great time. But that initial launch into that first loop, it stalls at the top of that loop, so you almost just hang there for that moment too long, and then you're off again. Absolutely brilliant. And then halfway through, there's a bit where it stops, it launches you backwards, then it launches you forwards into a second launch. Brilliant. And I think the reason why Steph loves it so much is it really epitomises that definition of a thrill ride. So fantastic. So that brings us to the end of our day, riding some brilliant roller coasters here at Six Flags. And as you can see, the light has now completely changed. Whilst we were in that queue for Full Throttle, it's gone pitch black, but honestly, it's been a brilliant day. I've been dying to come back to here for ages. It was probably 3 or 4 years that we were last here with some friends, but we weren't doing those videos, so we wanted to come back and film some stuff. For me, what a way to start the day. Goliath, that first 255-foot drop was absolutely phenomenal, but for me, it was all about Wonder Woman. Phenomenal ride, a real unique experience, really cool to feel those different type of harnesses, and for me, that air time was fantastic. But again, what a way to end the day, you know, Full Throttle like that, absolutely amazing. I think the things that we found here is that we've been really lucky recently to go to some phenomenal theme parks where the guest experience is absolutely first rate, the food's awesome, so maybe you don't get that here. It's not magical in terms of that service, but I tell you what it is magical for, rides, and the rides are phenomenal. So that's it for this vlog, but don't forget to tune into the next one where we're going to show you everything that Christmas has to offer here at Six Flags Magic Mountain. And thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.